Pantry, and today we are canning. I've got my jars all ready. I have my pork butt that you saw in the last video. I smoked this pork butt out on the big green egg. To done, but not pull, shreddable. Sliced and eat it, not where you shred it, where it gets up to 200 degrees. It was like 175. So not quite shreddable, but that's okay because the pressure canner is going to do the rest for me. But it's got a beautiful smoke ring, awesome smoke flavor. It's so delicious. So I made up some broth with some of the drippings from the pork roast, as well as some chicken broth and some garlic in there and some onion powder. I'm going to add chipotle peppers because when I do some of my pork roast, if I do it in a crock pot, I add a can of chipotle peppers. And then I shred it for tacos, for tamales, for enchiladas. So that's what this pork is going to be designated for. And so I'll have pork with the Mississippi pork roast. I'll have pork and spicy broth. And now I'm going to have some chipotle pork roast. So I've got some options in the pantry coming up. So I've got this heated up. I warm this up. It's hot to touch. And I've got my jar sitting here at room temperature. I'm going to get these filled, and we're going to add a chipotle pepper to each one, maybe even two, because it says 7 servings. So, and 2 pieces are a serving. So if I can do 2 in each jar, we'll put 1, and then if I can, I'll put another one in each jar. And so we'll put the pepper maybe in the middle. And then if I've got enough, I'll put one on the top as well. All right, guys, come on in and we'll get this party started. Don't forget, guys, down below is the subscribe button. Hit subscribe if you like this sort of stuff, and the bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload. And you'll also see that join button. And if you're interested in that, you can click and see what benefits you might get from that. I do giveaways. I do a giveaway every month, sometimes more, and extra videos that might not be on here. The content on here stays exactly the same as it always has, but it's added. And then I do 2 live chats a month, sometimes more, where we can engage with each other and chat about things that you're interested in and stuff that I'm doing. So, okay, come on in. Let's get to this. Okay, we are going to put down a chipotle pepper in the adobo sauce, and if you can get some of that sauce in there, that's even better. We'll get a little bit, Anyway, we'll put 1 down to start, and like I said, we're gonna add, I don't like this. I ordered gloves, so they are coming. I did order gloves, and this one, let's see if I can get this. Okay, good, because I washed this one, and it's from handling the pork earlier. I'm cutting it up, so I cut this up, and I'm not gonna pack too tight, only because I don't think I need it tightly packed, but because if I use it for an enchilada, maybe a soup or pozole or one of those things, I might need a little bit more broth. So there, that's good right there. And I was gonna add another pepper. You know what? If I have to, I'll open up another jar of peppers. Okay, so chipotle down. Now we need an inch of headspace, so we're gonna add our stock, and it's a combo of pork and chicken. Next time I do this, I'm gonna roast the bone, the shoulder bone. I'm gonna save them in the freezer. I'm gonna roast them off and do some really good pork broth. Now this has been cooked, so it's not gonna let off a whole bunch of its own liquid. So you want an inch of headspace. I've got room for a little bit more now that I've debubbled. Okay, done. And we're gonna go to the next jar, and I don't want it in your way. And I've got my paper towel over here. I've got vinegar right there. Whoops. And wipe that rim, and the lids don't need to be heated up. I'm using all button top today. I know that's unusual for me. I've been using Tattler, but this is after work. So fingertip tight, in the canner she goes. And we'll be back to do the next one. The canner is warm. Warm hot broth, warm meat, hot broth. Let's get a Chipotle with some adobo. Yeah, I may have to open another can, which is fine. I want a lot of adobo in that. I love that. And a pepper. My mouth's watering. I love Chipotle peppers. It adds that smoky flavor. You've already got the smoked meat, and yum. All right. We may not have a full canner load, but whatever I get, I will be thankful for to have on the shelf, because we had a great dinner. And let's get one more pepper on top. The one on the bottom wasn't very big, so I'm good to get some extra. Again, my mouth is watering. Okay. And get your broth down. And I will do the rest of these. I'll let you know how many I end up with once I get this ready for to shut down the canner. Once the hot tub is full. Now I want to make sure all the meat is under the broth, and it is not. So this is what I do, and this is just me. Everybody cans differently. I'm going to take that piece that's on top and throw it into the other jar. We're going to add some broth here. There you go. Now all the meat is covered. I really don't enjoy meat that sticks out from the broth, only because it ends up turning gray. And I toss it. I won't eat it. I know you can, but I don't want to. Okay, in the canner. And look at the Chipotle peppers are going to make this delicious. All right. And because I'm doing this after work, I had everything prepped ahead. All right, guys. Okay, so I only got 6 pints exactly. And I didn't have to open up another jar of Chipotle peppers. The last jar got a little bit more of the adobo sauce, which is perfectly fine. It's delicious. So I've locked my canner down, opposites first, snug but not tight, and then I went around and tightened them all so it equalizes the space on your lid. And then now we're going to wait till it comes up and it starts venting. Sorry. A steady stream of steam out of that petcock right there. And when that happens, we're going to let it vent for 10 full minutes. That's part of the processing time. And then once that happens, we will put the weight on. And for my elevation, it's 10 pounds on the weight and 11 pounds on the dial gauge. So it usually runs about 12 over on the dial for whatever reason. And I've got it on, I don't have it on my high heat burner. I've just got it on a regular burner, but I'll start out pretty high and I will knock it down to almost a 2 on the burner, because that's the sweet spot. All right, guys, I'll bring you back when I'm taking them out of the canner. Once I get the weight on and it comes up to pressure and the weight starts dancing and releasing pressure, and it makes that I am going to then time it for 75 minutes, because that's the timing for meat, at least pork roast, and 75 minutes because they're pints. All right, guys, we'll be back. It's going to smell delicious in here. All right. Okay, guys, so I am going to take the jars out of the canner. I let this cool down. It's been cooling for quite a while. And I got the lid kind of offset so it could allow it to cool further. I'm gonna set this lid off over by my sink. It's still really hot. And this is hot, but it's had a chance to just settle down a little bit. I do have a little bit, I can see a little bit of water, tiny bit of color change, maybe a little bit of fat in the water. Look at that, Chipotle pork. Now, these are regular lids, so we're not going to tighten them. We're just going to make sure that they're on there. I will check these lids before I go to bed, because if something hasn't sealed, it's going to go in the refrigerator, and I'm going to get this rag all. Okay, so this is going to stain this cloth because it's got the Chipotle, any bit of residue on there. Yep. So your lids, when they're finger tight, they're going to loosen up. But, yep. So 6 pints of Chipotle pork roast. Unreal how good that's going to be. Yum. I'm excited. I'm super excited, actually. So, and I will come back if you want me to. I'll do a taste test for you. I'll make something with it. But you gotta leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know if that's what you want. I would love to do that for you. Yeah, not too much. I mean, the water has just a itty bitty bit of, like a little bit of fat, maybe. Okay, everything is good. And more than likely, these jars have already sealed. But look at that. Look at those beauties. They're so pretty. Who doesn't want that on their shelf? I'm telling you. Anyway, all right, guys. So I hope it inspires you to try your hand at home canning. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below for me, and I'll try to get to them. And the best place to ask all those questions and get that back and forth interaction is if you join the Pantry Peeps. But you don't have to do that. I will do my best to answer everything the best I can on here. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you next time for another delicious recipe using, most likely, some of this Chipotle pork butt. Smoked pork butt with Chipotle peppers. Holy cow. Yum. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.